Hey, small businesses, Centera Health Plans has a team dedicated to answering your questions, leaving time for other business thoughts like,
how did an action figure get stuck in the air vents?
Or,
what is the ideal human-to-goat ratio from my yoga class?
Knowing your health plan questions are answered, you can now focus on your other business needs. Centera Health Plans, a dedicated team for your small business. Centera Health Plans is a trade name of Centera Health Plans, Centera Health Insurance Company, Centera Behavioral Health Services Incorporated, and Centera Health Administration Incorporated. Exclusion terms and conditions apply.
NetCredit is here to say yes to a personal loan or line of credit when other lenders say no. Apply in minutes and get a decision as soon as the same day. Loans offered by NetCredit or lending partner banks and serviced by NetCredit. Application subject to review and approval. Learn more at netcredit.com/partners. NetCredit. Credit to the people.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to America in Focus, powered by the Center Square. I'm Dan McCaleb, Chief Content Officer at Franklin News Foundation, publisher of the Center Square Newswire service. We are recording this on Friday, June 21st. The Internal Revenue Service is under scrutiny after whistleblowers came forward and testified before Congress that the Biden administration mishandled an investigation into alleged tax wrongdoings of Hunter Biden, President Joe Biden's son. The whistleblowers now say they have been retaliated against by the IRS for coming forward. Joining me today to discuss this is Casey Harper, Washington, D.C. Bureau Chief for the Center Square. Casey, let's start with some of the background. What did the whistleblowers, Gary Shapley and Joseph Ziegler, testify to?
Yeah, I mean, this was bombshell testimony at the time, and we covered it closely at thecentersquare.com. Shapley and Ziegler are longtime IRS employees. These are not conservative pundits. These are not, people who came out of the woodwork. These guys have been at the IRS for the combined experience of 27 years, right? So there's a lot of credibility. They worked on many cases. And they both testified that, and they were both directly involved in Hunter Biden's case. And they said that Hunter Biden's case was very much unlike cases they had worked on in the past. They told Congress, an open public testimony, that this case was handled differently, and that the Biden administration, in fact, sought preferential treatment for Hunter Biden, which is very interesting. And I think that's kind of the crux of the issue here. For instance, they testified that Assistant U.S. Attorney Leslie Wolf interfered, that's an interesting word, but was involved in the investigation and actually helped block for instance, the IRS from getting a search warrant for the Biden residence in Delaware, which would have been very interesting. Also, they wanted to interview President Biden, but they were blocked from doing so as part of the investigation into Hunter. And so there was that Biden administration interference is really an interesting point. They both testified against it and said that really there was politicization at the Department of Justice that influenced the IRS in a way that they had not experienced before. They came forward to Congress about it, and now, Dan, they say they're being retaliated against. So what do you do when you feel like you're being retaliated against in the federal government? Well, you file a claim and you say, hey, my boss or whoever, different people within my workplace and my agency are punishing me for being a whistleblower. And then that claim is processed and something is done. But in this case, surprise or maybe no surprise, the whistleblower claims, the complaints that these two whistleblowers have filed have really not been addressed, Dan, which may not come as a surprise to you, but these lawmakers are saying, hey, not only these guys apparently being retaliated against, they're not being protected by the people who should be stepping in to protect them.
Right now, leading Republicans in the House, which of course Republicans have a slight majority in, including Speaker Mike Johnson, they want answers from the IRS and the DOJ. They sent a letter this week. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I mean, this letter is getting to the heart and putting a lot of pressure on these, what really are, as a part of the government that is meant expressly to protect whistleblowers, and has either been, maybe dragging their feet purposefully or not purposefully. But this is raised to the attention, and this is of Congress. And this isn't just, some outside, very conservative member of Congress by himself. This isn't even just House Oversight Chair James Comer of Kentucky, who's sending a lot of these letters. This goes all the way up to Speaker Mike Johnson. So the Speaker of the House is directly involved in this case, which, of course, has to be comforting to the two whistleblowers, Gary Shapley and Joseph Ziegler. So this goes all the way to the top. There's other, Republican leaders across different committees who are involved, and they're saying, hey, we want answers on this. We want movement on this, and we want it soon. And so I think this is really going to put a fire It's drawing media coverage as we're doing even now. So this is, of course, the whistleblowers have to be happy about this, and especially because it goes all the way to Mike Johnson.
Casey, thank you for joining us today. Listeners can keep up with this ongoing story and more at thecentersquare.com.
Tired of the same kitchen routine? Break free with a month of flavor and fun at MGM National Harbor. Visit on Sundays for bottomless brunch at Osteria Costa, where authentic Italian flavors transport you to the Amalfi Coast. Taco Tuesday never looked better at Diablo's Cantina, where margaritas and food specials set the night ablaze. Tap Sports Bar is the place to be on Wednesdays for wings and karaoke. Don't miss our monthly concert series, Patio Jam, featuring local bands and select venues. Shake up your routine at MGM National Harbor.